Hi, this is a short video just to cover off a set of steps to make a product that's similar to the cast base that you require in DE 4301 Assessment 2. So I'll roll this back and we'll go through it bit by bit. So the sketch is just a simple rectangle with corners radiused. We've then extruded it with a draft. So I've extruded it 20 millimeters and I've put 4 degrees of draft on it, the draft outwards. So that gives us our external profile. When we shell this, it'll have the draft on the inside as well as the outside, which is kind of handy. So create the shell, and these radii will be reproduced to give us the same wall thickness all the way through, and I've decided to make it 5 millimeters thick. So now if we have a look at the underneath, it's hollow. The next step is to create our bosses that go right through. Sketched the top face and then extruded in 2 directions. The top extrusion is straight, parallel. The lower extrusion has the draft on it. I'll just put 2 degrees on it, that's sufficient for what I'm trying to do here. And now drill some holes. That's just a cut extrude down through the center of each of those little bosses, and create the boss in the middle where the other part's going to mount to it. Once again, simple rectangular sketch with some radiused ends, straightforward enough, and that's a parallel as well. I haven't bothered putting any draft on that, it's pretty short. I think that would pop out of the mold alright. You could put 1 degree of draft on it, we could do that. So now we've got a little bit of taper there, might be helpful. So next step is to put the tapping holes in for our M12 threads that are going to go in there. That's just using the hole wizard to create the holes with the chamfer either side. Nothing particularly clever about that. There's a sketch that comes with the hole wizard to place the to orientate the holes. And now we've filleted it. It's a good idea to do the filleting last, because that way we can do it all in one hit. Now what I've done here, if we have a wee bit of a look at this, it gets a bit hard on the eye to figure out where things are. So what I did, so that I didn't catch these chamfered or holes, is I selected the internal edges first. That way I didn't have the confusion of the external fillets to work around, because as you can see it's quite difficult to see where all that is. By doing it that way, doing the edges first, and you'll see there's not actually many edges here. Once you select one and then select the second one, it knows that you want to do the whole periphery of that surface, and then picking one or two of these, the internal bosses, it's picked the rest of them. I may have had to pick them all, I'm not sure, I don't remember, but reasonably straightforward. Then tip it up so that we can see the outside, and we can do that just by selecting the top face, and that's captured all these corners. So internal edges first, then the top face. You just got to make it work for you. You could do it in 2 goes, but this has done it in a single go. Okay, so that's that. And then I've just added a couple of threads using the hole wizard just to put a thread in, a couple of M12 threads in there. Job done. So hopefully that's of use.